Have you ever noticed that a wild bird seems completely calm around one person, but flies away the moment someone else steps closer? Or maybe you have watched a stray cat ignore an entire neighborhood only to quietly follow a single human from a distance. It feels almost personal, as if the animal made a choice. In many cases, it actually did. For a long time, people assumed that wild animals reacted to humans in simple ways. If we brought food, they stayed. If we scared them, they left. But scientists studying animal behavior have discovered something far more interesting. Many wild animals do not just recognize humans as a category, they recognize individual humans. And once they do, they begin making decisions about who can be trusted and who cannot. That idea sounds almost unbelievable at first. After all, we often think of trust as something deeply human, yet trust is really a survival tool. Every animal on Earth must constantly answer the same question: is this creature a danger to me or not? The answer can mean the difference between life and death. Researchers have found that crows can remember individual human faces for years. In several studies, people wearing specific masks captured and released wild crows. Later, even after long periods of time had passed, the birds reacted differently to those exact faces. They warned other crows and showed signs of caution. The remarkable part was that the birds were not afraid of all humans. They were responding to specific individuals they had learned about. You can imagine something similar happening in your own neighborhood. A crow perched on a fence may ignore the person who walks by every morning with a calm routine. But when a stranger appears and behaves differently, the bird suddenly becomes alert. The crow is not simply seeing a human. It is seeing a particular human. Recognition is the first step toward trust. Once an animal can tell individuals apart, it can begin collecting information. Does this person move predictably? Do they respect boundaries? Do they create fear or safety? Many animals are surprisingly skilled at gathering these clues. Wild foxes living near cities often become experts at reading human behavior. They learn which people are likely to chase them and which people simply pass by without concern. Over time, they adjust their distance accordingly. One fox may remain hidden from most people but calmly continue searching for food while a familiar gardener works nearby. The fox is not being friendly in the way humans understand friendship. It is making a careful judgment based on experience. Safety has been earned. Scientists call this habituation, when animals gradually learn that a particular person or situation is not dangerous, but there is often something more happening as well. Animals do not just stop being afraid, they start forming expectations. A squirrel that sees the same person sitting quietly in a park every afternoon begins predicting what will happen next. Nothing bad occurs, no sudden movements, no pursuit, no threat. Day after day, the prediction proves correct. Eventually, the squirrel spends less energy worrying. That matters because fear is expensive. Every second spent watching for danger is a second not spent finding food, caring for young, or resting. Trust allows an animal to conserve precious energy. This is one reason certain humans become special to wild animals. They create consistency. The natural world is full of uncertainty. Storms arrive, predators appear, food sources disappear. Against that background, a predictable human can become an unusually stable part of an animal's environment. Even large animals show this pattern. Studies involving wild dolphins have revealed that they can recognize individual humans and remember interactions over long periods. Researchers working with dolphins often observe distinct responses depending on which person enters the water or approaches the animals. Familiarity matters. The same principle appears in birds, mammals, and even some reptiles. Again and again, researchers find evidence that animals are paying attention to far more details than we once believed. What they notice is often surprisingly subtle. Body language matters. Eye contact matters. Movement speed matters. Predators tend to move with focus and intention. Many prey animals are highly sensitive to these signals. A person walking directly toward a deer while staring at it creates a very different impression than someone moving calmly along a trail without paying much attention. If you have ever watched a rabbit remain surprisingly relaxed while someone works quietly in a garden, you have seen this process unfolding. The rabbit is constantly evaluating risk. Every movement contributes to the animal's judgment. There is also evidence that some animals respond to emotional states. Horses, dogs, and several other species can detect changes in human expressions, posture, and even vocal tone. While wild animals may not understand human emotions exactly as we do, many are extraordinarily skilled at reading signals that reveal tension, calmness, confidence, or aggression. Imagine two people standing near a flock of birds. One person moves abruptly and seems anxious. The other remains relaxed and steady. To the birds, those differences may carry important information. Nature has spent millions of years refining the ability to read behavior. Perhaps the most fascinating part is that trust often spreads through animal communities. Young animals frequently learn from older individuals. If experienced members of a group repeatedly tolerate a certain human presence without harm, younger animals may become less fearful as well. Scientists have observed forms of social learning across many species. A family of birds nesting near a house provides a simple example. Year after year, the adult birds learn that the homeowner poses no threat. Their offspring grow up observing those interactions. The result is not complete trust, but a reduced sense of danger. Knowledge moves from one generation to the next. When you begin looking at wildlife this way, ordinary encounters start feeling different. The bird that lands nearby may not be showing affection. The fox that pauses to watch you may not be seeking friendship. Yet neither interaction is meaningless. An animal has gathered information about the world and reached a conclusion. At least for this moment, you are not considered a threat. That is an extraordinary decision when you think about it. After all, humans are among the most powerful creatures many wild animals will ever encounter. We reshape landscapes, we alter ecosystems, we can bring danger or safety. For an animal to lower its guard even slightly requires evidence, it requires experience. And perhaps that is why these moments feel so moving to us. If you enjoy exploring these hidden connections between people and the natural world, consider subscribing to Global Wild Origins. Every week we uncover remarkable stories that reveal just how much life is happening around us, often in places we pass every day without noticing. The truth is that trust between humans and wild animals is rarely sudden. It is built the same way many important things are built in nature. Slowly, quietly, one interaction at a time. A crow remembers a face, a squirrel learns a routine, a fox notices that a certain person never gives chase. Tiny observations accumulate like drops of water filling a stream. Eventually something changes, not friendship in the human sense, not tameness. Something more delicate than that. An animal decides that your presence belongs among the familiar patterns of its world. And maybe that is what makes these encounters unforgettable. For a brief moment, another living creature sees you not as a stranger, not as a threat, but as a known part of the landscape. So the next time a wild bird lingers a little longer than expected, or a cautious animal seems strangely calm in your presence, remember that you may be witnessing the result of countless silent calculations taking place behind watchful eyes. The animal is not simply looking at you, it is remembering you.